We are going to look into how to copy a picture file, okay, into a buffer. It We can make it the two-dimensional buffer. Let's call it as an input, and we will put in the output file just simple copy, right, using a for loop. And then copy into a file. This file is called, let's say, barbara.pgm. It's a binary file into a barbara underscore copy, okay, .pgm. So this is how all the image editing softwares like Adobe Photoshop, they always do this, and they let you manipulate this buffer, like increase the brightness, increase the intensity, all that, right? And then you can save it. And before you save it, we need to write a header file. A 15-byte header file we need to write. Okay, that's what we are going to do now. And the functions that we are going to use. First, we will go and look into this file, and we are going to use fseek, fopen, fread, fwrite, and fclose. All these functions we are going to look into it. And remember the steps: one step, two step, third step is to write this buffer header, fourth step is to write this, okay. And we will ftp this, we'll watch this file in our GIMP program, all right, to see if we have copied the right file. The Barbara file looks very similar. If you look at here, the Barbara file looks like this. We're going to copy this image into another image, okay. The Barbara file is this, okay. Let's get to business. How many of them? Okay. We are going to call the name of the file is copy. Like I said, first we had opened those two files. We have opened those two files, barbara.pgm. We're going to copy into barbara.pgm underscore copy.pgm. This is the write mode, that is the read mode. Make sure that they are opened, right? So that is the one. Then if you look at here, I'm using fseek, and here end, seek underscore end, and so many bytes. I'll explain this to you now, what this line is all about. I'm going to clear this up. Our Barbara picture has a header of 15 bytes, okay, and then the width and the height is 512 bytes, 512 pixels, 512 width, and height is 512. And so what would the header, let it be something, okay? We're not worried about the header. The fseek, when you want to want to read the buffer, the binary data from here, the actual raw data, from the end, how many is them, how much is that? What is offset? Is 512 times 512, right? From the end, it's 512 times 512. So I'm going to put my file pointer here using fseek. My file pointer minus, from if it's seek end and going backward, it should be minus and that. Okay, so there's three parameters we need for fseek to set our file pointer at that place. So that is what this fseek does. Okay, once I've set it, I'm going to read using fread. 1 byte and 1 character. Remember we talked about size of the unit and number of units? That's what it is. I say 1 unit and 1, and the file pointer is fr. So you're reading 1 byte so many times, right? This is not efficient, but for just to understand, we are just doing it the dummy way. So we are read into our input cell. Remember here you see that, oh, you see that ampersand, we are sending the address because our fread requires the address. If you go back to the PowerPoint, fread requires the pointer to the input buffer. Pointer here. Pointer. Okay. Now we are done reading into our input. Okay. We are done reading the input into our buffer. We are going to copy this into another buffer. So you know how to copy data from one buffer to another buffer. That's what I did. Copying from one buffer to another buffer. I copied from input to output. Okay, we are done with that. Now, like I said, it requires a header. Now we have the buffer now. This is the output buffer. To write to a PGM file, we need the header of 15 bytes. Okay, this is 15 bytes. I copied from our previous program. Okay, this is ASCII, so I just using a fprintf. Fw is my pointer, %s, and the header file. The header file is very simple. It just shows what is the width and height. That's all it is. Don't worry about it. Now once I've written the header, I'm done. My file pointer is here, right? Every time you write, the file pointer advances. Okay, every time you write, the file pointer advances. All right, so I've written 15 bytes and now file point is right here. So all we got to do is write this output in here. Write this guy here. That's what I'm doing here using fwrite. Again, it requires the pointer of the output, right? Pointer of the output. This is the pointer of the output, and 1 byte at a time into my file pointer and close it. Okay, it's very simple. Now I'm going to here, oops, compile the I'm going to run it. Hello? If you see it, it has created Barbara copy. All right. Let's check the both files if they are same or not. It's easier to do it. Barbara.pgm and Barbara. If you see it, one of them is a little different. Okay, don't worry about it. Now I'm going to do a FTP, and I'm going to use into a local PS. PS. Remember we talked about PSFTP function to download the files. I'm going to log in into Sierra College. I'm going to download. I want to check that file if it is created correctly or not. So the way to do that is, unfortunately, we don't have access to GIMP program in our system. So I'm going to download into my local desktop. And whenever you transfer binary files, you have to say bin in FTP. Remember that. Oh, it doesn't do that. It's supposed to do that. Interesting. It's not here. Okay, I thought it used to be there. Now it's not there. At least this program doesn't support, I think. Okay, that's fine. So I'll say local directory such. Oh, should be users. Okay, local directory is that, and I'm going to get Barbara copy dot pgm. So I got that file, right? Now go back to that guy. I don't know if you can see it. Now Barbara copy. That's the file we created. This is my local desktop. I'm going to use it our GIMP program. Let's see if it done. If it's we got it. Barbara copy. So we got the identical file. See that? Okay. The I can darken this file. You want to see how to darken this file? Let's let's do a simple uh, here. Here you see I have we have copied right from input to output. We did a plain copy. How about whenever we copy each value, we divided that by 2. We are kind of darkening that picture. Let's see if we can do that and see. What I'm going to do is input divided by 2. GCC, run the program again. and again get back using your FTP, same file, and view it again this time. Barbara copy. What do you should say? Very dark picture. See that? Some of them fell to 0. That's why it is. Okay. So that is our Adobe Photoshop. They all manipulate. Okay. They all manipulate using this fread and fwrite and fscanf. Let me do that. Okay. So that is one way of doing it. We can also go back if you want to do it. Oops. Let me remove that thingy. Here you see I'm reading one byte at a time. The alternate way that you can do is you don't need this for loop. You can say fread ampersand input. We can just give input array 1 unit. How many things you want to read? 512 times 512 fr. This is very efficient. We're not doing 1 byte anymore. We are doing it in one shot, reading so many bytes. I'm just saying so many of them, 1 unit this into my pointer, right? Remember, see the difference between here I'm giving a cell, here I'm giving the pointer constant. If you go back here, before I was giving one cell, now I'm giving the entire buffer. That's the difference. Okay. Same as here too. You don't need to write the end 1 byte at a time. I just commented out. You can say take my input output buffer and write 512 times 512. So in one shot, so that is why binary data is more efficient, because you can write in bulk. Okay, you can write in bulk. There are many APIs functions that you probably used memcopy, so you can do a memcopy here. Yeah, so all that. So I want you guys to go through this function, how to read and write. Okay, I will upload the Barbara file also, and make sure that you use this FTP program or any other program to transfer files. That's the only way you can verify whether your program is working or not. All right. So it involves a lot of bells and whistles, and don't get frustrated, and try to understand this. Okay. Thank you.